What to do if you have income but it's not reported to the CRA. In the context of a personal injury action, I'm going to talk today about the issue of whether you don't report your income because it's a cash job or whatever the case may be, and how this can affect your personal injury lawsuit. I'm Natalie Gerry, the principal and founder of Gerry Law. I help injured people get the compensation that they deserve for their injuries. Today, the topic is unreported income. You may be concerned if you don't report your income, how this can affect your personal injury action. One of my other videos talks about damages and how one of the biggest heads of damage, or the area where you can claim, is for loss of income. Because if you're injured, you may not be able to work and you may not be able to earn that income that you would have earned but for your injury. Context and background of this is, in Ontario, many individuals do not declare their full income. In 2016, the underground economy in Canada was valued at 51.6 billion, with 19.7 billion coming from Ontario. This includes various sectors, especially residential construction and the food trade. So for example, if you're a waiter and don't declare on your tax returns your cash tips, or if you're a contractor and you don't declare some cash jobs. So not all unreported income is illegal. For instance, a 16-year-old with minimal summer earnings may not declare this income because it falls below the taxable threshold. So if the income is under the taxable threshold, maybe you're just not reporting it for that reason. The relevance to the personal injury claim is that because of the prevalence of people having unreported income, it is important to consider it and to look at claiming for it if possible. When you're injured in a motor vehicle accident in Ontario, you may be eligible for statutory accident benefits, where they are specific that you cannot claim for statutory accident benefits in relation to undeclared income. So that's something to keep in mind. The issue is, though, you can claim for undeclared income in a tort claim. So if your motor vehicle accident is eligible for a tort claim, then you may be able to claim it through that process. And similarly with another type of tort claim, like an occupier's liability, a trip and fall, slip and fall, or a sexual assault action, you may still be able to claim for this undeclared income in the tort claim. There have been different views on it. In New Brunswick, the Court of Appeal out there had a decision saying that for policy reasons, they were not allowing the undeclared income. But in British Columbia, the Court of Appeal out in British Columbia has said that unreported income can be used if there is enough proof to show actual income. They've said that public policy rules only stop claims from illegal activities, not from using unreported income in otherwise valid claims. So this is a bit of a differing of opinion between the courts in different areas of Canada, but it is probably worth a shot if you have undeclared income, and every case is different, so you would have to speak with a lawyer about your particular circumstance. But there are various ways to prove unreported income in court, and I'm going to talk about 3 of those ways. In terms of proving unreported income, it can be challenging because it brings into question some honesty and forthrightness issues in terms of being truthful about income for paying tax purposes. So some of the ways, though, that you might go about proving the income is through documents or evidence. So you can use things like pay stubs, bank statements, sales invoices, and other business records to show what was earned. You would have to organize this into a clear and convincing story, and your lawyer can really help with that aspect of it. The other thing your lawyer can help with in terms of evidence is looking at hiring a forensic accountant who could be helpful to prove that loss of income. Forensic accountants can look through things like bank statements to find unreported income to substantiate your claim and turn it into a more credible claim. For example, in one case, a man tried to prove income loss from working with his brother, and he had calendars showing the jobs he did, but no other details like pay rate, so he was not able to claim that income loss. So it is important to have backup evidence to show what the actual income was that was earned. Witness statements in this regard could also be helpful. The other thing that you could use, your lawyer can give you advice about, is statistical data. So if you don't have documents, you can use an average income data for people with similar jobs and education. For example, a self-employed artisan can use an expert to provide evidence based on statistical data to show what that artisan's earning capacity is, even without specific financial records. So that's another way that this income loss could be proven to a judge. The third way that can support your income loss, even if it's unreported, one thing you should definitely consider is to provide a cogent reason for not reporting. If you can explain why you didn't report your income, it might help with your credibility in court. This can be important not just for financial claims, but also for the other parts of your case, like the pain and suffering award. You want to come across as credible to the judge or the judge and jury because you want them to believe that you are injured and that the pain that you're reporting is truthful. So for example, in some cases, the court considers the reason why someone didn't report their income to help decide if they are believable. And you can bet that opposing counsel, defense counsel will use this in terms of attacking credibility to say if you're the type of person who doesn't report income, then maybe you're the type of person who would also exaggerate an injury for financial purposes. Overall, if you've been injured and have unreported income, it's important to be honest with your lawyer and they can help you to gather the right evidence and put forward your best case. And I can be contacted at the information below if you want to discuss your specific circumstance. I have another video going into depth about the different types of damages that you can claim in your personal injury action. Please check that one out. It will be linked below.